Okay, so this is Calista Poe. Calista is a fast start record breaker. If you don't know, she sold over $23,000 for her fast start. She broke the all-time Central Region Assistant Manager record at over $40,000 in sales the summer. And then the next year, she ran her own branch office in Mankato, just finished that up. Broke the all-time branch sales record for personal sales. So she's like broken records, and she's now in the books essentially for really every level she's been at. And I asked her to give an opportunity message about what Vector has been able to do for her. So I'm really excited to hear what she has to say about this. So you can sit back and relax. You can take some notes on this. I'm sure she's going to give some inspiring stories and things. But I'm really excited to hear what Calista has to say. One of the all-time greats of the Anoka County team. Let's give Calista a round of applause, please. Let's
Oh
go,
boy.
Calista.
Thanks, Nick. I appreciate it. Okay, I'm gonna screen share this super quick with you guys. Let's see. Okay, can you all see this? Yeah. Okay, awesome. Sounds good. Well, like Nick said, my name is Calista Poe. I'm from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And I used to go to the University of South Dakota, but now I'm just kind of focusing on work and all that good stuff. And yeah, so Nick asked me to give this talk, and I'm super, super excited to give it just because Vector has been literally the biggest blessing I've ever had in my entire life. And I also want to preface like anything that I'm going to talk about is not like a brag on me or anything that I've done. It's just showing you what is possible because you guys have the exact same opportunity that I do, right? Okay, so, like I said, I started back in May of 2023 as what we call an SMRA. So, if you're not quite sure what that is, I just kind of started back, Chase's hair. Yeah, I just started doing kind of the recruiting side of the company for Chase Carsonson's branch office here in Sioux Falls. And kind of that whole summer, I did a lot of the recruiting, all of that type of stuff, social media work for Chase. And for the longest time, he tried to get me to sell. And I was like, no, no, no. Like, I would not be good at that. Like, that's not my jam. No thanks. Okay. And then I finally gave in, right? There was a trip to Cabo that I could win, and Nick kind of convinced me alongside Chase to be able to start. And so I was like, all right, I was working at a daycare making $14 an hour. Okay. Who's ever had a job like pretty minimum wage, right? And so I was trying to pay for college, and $14 an hour was not going to cut it, right? So I was looking for other opportunities. And the sales job seemed like okay, but a trip to Mexico seemed even better. So finally gave in, and I was like, I'll give it a shot. And then, like Nick said, I ended up selling over $23,000 in my fast start and made the most money that I've ever made in my entire life in a 2 week span. Okay. So then I quit my job, not saying that you guys need to go out and sell $23,000 and quit your job. Okay. That's just the path that I decided to take. And then my first kind of Cutco event that I got to go to in person was called the Year End Banquet. So that was back in January of 2024. If you can see, this is like a really old picture of me, Caden, Nick, and Chase right here. All right, original AC dogs here. I got to meet Dane Espigard, our division manager, which was super, super cool. And then, yeah, it was just a super awesome opportunity. And then got to go to Cabo. Okay, 1 month into the job, I got to go on a trip to Mexico, and it was super cool. Told my parents I was doing it, and they were like, "Oh, that seems pretty awesome." Right? So these are some cool, pictures from that Cabo trip, which was really, really fun. But more than just going to like a sandy beach in Mexico, I really got to connect with a lot of people kind of around my age or maybe a little bit older who just wanted to see success for themselves at a young age, right? So the conversations that I had with these people were so much more in depth about like just life, right? And you wanting to advance and grow and all of that good stuff for the future versus like the conversation I was having, with my college friends was a little bit different. It was a little bit more about what are we wearing tonight going out, right? And so that was a really cool opportunity for me to be able to go to and, kind of experience the culture of Cutco for sure. And then just a little bit more about my story. So yeah, like Nick said, I broke the assistant manager record back in 2024, I believe, or yeah, 2024 last summer. I broke that record and I sold over $41,000 worth of Cutco in a 17-day period. But the coolest part about it is that 9 out of those 17 days, I was actually on vacation in St. Martin. Okay. So what I really, really love about this job, you guys, is that you're able to literally work from wherever you want, whenever you want, right? Isn't that a pretty cool opportunity? We're pretty blessed by that, right? Okay, super cool. Couple other things. this is at Nick's house. If you haven't had the opportunity to go to Nick's house yet, put that on your dreams list. It's a pretty cool place. This is me and Nick at, I think, Manny Steakhouse or like Fogo de Chao, something like that. Been to Manny Steakhouse a couple times. Denise, I'm sure you've kind of heard that in training a little bit, right? So got to do that a couple times. We actually just went a couple weeks ago as well. And then I also got to go to the factory in Olean, New York. So that was a really, really cool opportunity. And we're actually going in September for a second time. So I'm super excited to do that. And it's just really cool going to the factory, being able to like meet the factory workers who just have so much appreciation for us as sales reps, because obviously they couldn't do their job without us selling, but we couldn't do our job without them making that, right? And so it's just kind of like Nick and I guess Dane too like to say, it's just a big love fest there. It's super, super cool. But one of my favorite things about working at Cutco and Vector is not the paycheck, it's not the flexibility, none of that. It's just absolutely the friends that I've made, right? So if you see on the side here, Steph Helgeson, Ellie Rauch, and me were kind of accountability partners last year for the SC2 push, and they're my best friends, right? Like Steph will be in my wedding someday. Kaden, we call each other like the twins, right? Because we started around the same time, right? And it's just really cool to be able to meet people that you know are going to be in your life for a long, long time. Okay. Other than that, I've also been to year-end banquet another time. I got my branch manager promotion, and the difference between my first year-end banquet, Yeb, and then my second one was the first I was a brand new sales rep, right? I had no idea what was going on, and then my second one I was on a panel and I was giving a 25-minute talk. Okay, that's pretty cool. And getting a branch manager promotion. All right, I was opening up my own office. And what's really, really awesome about Vector, you guys, is that you're literally able to advance in this company if you put the work in so quickly, right? The difference a year can make if you put the work in is absolutely incredible. And like we always say, like Central is the place to be. North Star is the place to be. We're literally the best. I love it. Okay, so again, met really awesome people, and it was really, really an awesome opportunity. Got to go to Cabo for a second time. This was super, super fun. Got to, strengthen my relationships there, meet a couple new people as well. And then also just the Leadership Academy, right? I'm sure some of you guys have probably heard about TLA if you're not in it yet, but the Leadership Academy is just one extra meeting a month that we get to go to that really just elevates not only your sales, but your personal life as well. Okay, I'm not going to dive super deep into this, but again, the Leadership Academy is just a really awesome opportunity that Vector hands out to college students completely for free just to elevate just your entire life. And then other than that, these are just a couple other photos from like Cabo or whatever that I wanted to highlight, just showing like how fun our job is, right? Like we literally get to, work alongside really awesome people and just grow as people every single day and, completely shatter what you think is possible for yourself. Other than that, if you don't know, I did run my own branch office this past summer in Mankato. So I moved from Sioux Falls in May to Mankato, Minnesota, and opened up my own office, the Mankato Mavs, all right? And my little slogan was define your success, just because with Cutco, I've really been able to like see that, you can't really choose the cards that you're dealt, right? But you're always able to define what success looks like for you. And you're able to, choose success for yourself on a daily basis, whatever that looks like for you and for your goals. So that's something that I really implemented into my team this year. We did about $75,000 in sales over the summer. I also went to my second SC2 conference, got to train in people in my office, all on my own. It was super awesome. Got to go to Dreams Retreat, and then, yeah, was on another panel with Kaden. This was at SC1, was on a different panel at SC2. This was me moving, and this was part of my team that I brought to the conference. So just really, really cool things that we get to do throughout the year. But just to kind of wrap up here, just like a little summary of everything that I've been able to accomplish in the last basically two and a half years. Again, started out as an SMRA, had a 23K fast start, went to year-end banquet, then Cabo. I was an assistant manager in the Anoka County office. I was a sales manager last summer in the Sioux Falls office. I sold $8,000 for the SC1 push, and then we got to go to that conference in Minneapolis. Sold $41,000 for the SC2 push, and we got to go to Chicago, broke that record. Got to go to Dreams Retreat. I was an All-American Scholarship winner for school. Got to go to the factory in Olean, New York. I had a $15,000 winter break / Cabo push. Went to year-end banquet for the second time. Went to Cabo for the second time. Opened up a branch and sold $75,000. And then I had a $36,000 SC2, broke the branch record. Went to Dreams Retreat for the second time. Well, I was, and now I'm back being a sales manager in the Anoka County office. I've gotten 5 President's Club letters. I've been to Fogo de Chao, Boat Day 3 times, Manny Steakhouse twice. Okay, and then a couple things that are coming up for me in my Vector career is I'm going to Olean for the 2nd time. I won the manager cruise. Okay, so that's a 7-day cruise or something like that. That's I'm really excited about. And then I'm kind of in the midst of deciding if I want to be a district manager, kind of go the CSP route. And then I'll be going to Year End Banquet and Cabo for a 3rd time. Okay, so again, I'm not putting all of these things on here to be like, oh my gosh, I'm the coolest person ever, right? That's not me, okay? I'm just putting this on here because this shows how much I've been able to do in just a couple years and how much my resume has, increased by working here, okay? But other than that, this is the same job as I have for you guys, right? So same job, same opportunity. So I really want to leave you guys with just thinking about this, right? Take the opportunity that's in your lap that you have right now and just absolutely run with it. Okay. All right. That's all I got.
Let's give her a round of applause.